Hello artists, Miss Maggie is back here with this week's art project where we finish painting your amazing artworks from last week and they end up looking like this. Isn't that amazing? Well, we have some really fun art to do today. These are the supplies that you are going to need. First of all, of course, you are going to need your artwork from last week. The large drawing, not the little practice ones, but the one that is on watercolor paper, the thick paper with texture that you filled with your amazing drawing. If you're not sure where it is or something like that, go back to last week's video and go back to your art paper that you brought home from school early in the school year and make sure that you have one because that's what we're using today, right? Okay, so you need your art paper and you need a Sharpie and we're gonna paint. So you need your paint and definitely a paint brush. And because we're painting, you will need a napkin or paper towel and some water. Make sure that your water is in something that has a wide base because this is not going to spill very easily. But whatever you have your water in, make sure that all your wet stuff and your technology are far apart because we need to keep the technology safe from water, right? Make sure that you are doing your art safely. Okay, so you need your art from last week. Sharpie, paintbrush, napkin, and water. Go get your supplies and meet me right back here. Did you get your paper? Now, the one other thing we're going to need to start is your Sharpie. Because before we paint, we want to make all of your beautiful lines stand out. And a Sharpie is an excellent way to do that. But I want to show you something about Sharpies. Sharpies, if you get them on the table, on your skin, something like that, it's not going to come off easily. It might not come off the table at all. So you have to be careful with these. Only put them where they're supposed to go, which is on your paper. The other thing is that you only have to touch the paper lightly. We're going to go right over our pencil lines. If you hear your Sharpie squeaking, listen to this. It means you're pushing too hard. You don't have to push hard with this. Go lightly so it doesn't squeak. If it squeaks, it's going, ow, too hard. Go lightly. Take your time. I'm going over a zigzag line and I am going as close as I can right over my pencil lines. Zigzag. Oh, it stops right there and comes back up. Zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. Ooh, I like this one too. Zigzag, 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 zigzag. There we go. I'm going to go over this spiral. I am going carefully. I am not making my Sharpie squeak. Spirals are fun. Oh, whoops, I went too fast. I went around too fast. Look what happened. It's all right. Just know that if that happens, slow down, okay? Means your Sharpie is going too fast and it's going to run right off the road. Don't let that happen. Ooh, I have some straight lines there and some wavy lines there. Wavy, wavy, wavy. Ooh, I like that. And then some straight lines. What sort of lines are you finding that you drew last week? Are you finding parts that you don't even remember that you drew? Sometimes that happens. Make sure that you find all the lines that need sharpieing. The only part that I'm going to say don't Sharpie is if you have like the face of an animal where the lines are too close together and you've got a large Sharpie. If the lines are too close together, It's all right if you don't Sharpie them. The idea was to fill the picture with details. And so that means there's lots of art to fill in. I'm going to do my palm tree here. Sometimes I change the angle of the paper when I'm working because that makes it easier to go over the lines. Straight lines take focus and concentration. And don't forget the little lines. They're fun to do. Boop, boop, boop. And, ooh, those zigzags there. Zigzag, 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 zigzag. But don't go too fast. Stay on the pencil. Okay. This is going to turn out great. Make sure that you're going over yours with careful focus. The more you focus now, the more amazing it'll look when you are all done. Wonderful work. Keep on focusing. You are going to inspire people who look at your rainforest. Do you know what inspire means? Inspire means that you are creating something that is so beautiful that it makes other people want to make the world more beautiful too. That's a special thing. So, make something so beautiful that it inspires other people to make the world more beautiful too. Okay, I'm going to do my toucan. Now the toucan is almost too small for Sharpieing, but I think it'll be all right. I just have to be extra careful. The beak, I'm going to go extra light with my Sharpie. It worked. Okay, whew, that was close. If you are already done Sharpieing, does that mean there's space for more plants in yours? You could add more, but use a pencil first and then Sharpie, okay? Always use the pencil before you Sharpie. What parts have I missed? There's the branch that the sloth is on. Let's see. Can I Sharpie the whole sloth? He's going to have some fur there. And I've got claw number 1 and the other claws coming from behind. And let's see. I don't know if I can do the whole face. I can do the eyes. And I do the nose. If I do the little circle around his eyes, that's going to make it all turn into one black blob. So I'm not going to do that. How about the monkey? Oh, a little bit there. The monkey needs this too. I'm going to do his branch. And I'm going to do his eyes. Eyes are important. Try to put the eyes in. I'm going to do his nose. How much can I put in? Maybe I'll leave, see, when it starts getting too small, it's hard to make it work. So I'm going to just do the outside of his head there. And then I'll do his arms, his tail, and his feet. So I didn't do every part of the monkey, but I did enough that we know the monkey is there. And now I have the whole artwork Sharpied. But do you see how there's still the pencil lines on there? This is where you're going to need your eraser. Okay? So, one thing that helps is I'm going to make sure my eraser is clean by erasing on another piece of paper. And then I'm going to hold one part of my paper and then I'm going to push away. I'm going to go over the whole thing and see if I can get rid of those pencil lines that I don't need. Let them go away so we just see how great the Sharpie is. Yes! This is going to make your artwork look fantastic. also a great time. You'll find out, did you forget to Sharpie a plant? Is there a little spot that you missed? Check everywhere. Where is there still pencil? Where did you miss the Sharpieing? Get rid of all of those little bits there. I think that's ready to paint. Anytime that we paint, there are 3 things that you want to think about that will help make your artwork come out amazing. Whenever we paint, you want to stop and think. You are going to think about where you're going to start, what color you're going to choose, because there's so many colors that we can mix and create, and what stroke you're going to paint with. Okay? What are those 3 things we're going to stop and think about? Do it with me. We are going to stop and think about where we're going to start, what color we're going to choose, and what stroke we are going to paint with. Okay, so let's see how we're going to do that on this piece. Wow, a rainforest, we can do so many different colors in this. I have my brush, I have my napkin, I have my water. I'm keeping it away from my technology, and I'm going to think, where am I going to start? There's no wrong answer. You get to pick, but think about where it is before you start. I am going to start with these interesting plants right here. And I'm going to think, what color do I want to make them? I think I want to make them reddish, orange, and yellow. I love mixing colors, and I hope that you mix colors too. And what stroke am I going to use? Well, I'm going to wet my brush. I'm going to give it a hug so I have a nice tip. I'm going to hold my brush like a pencil, and I'm going to hold it on the middle part. You do this too. That way your brush is going to be ready to make beautiful marks. I'm going to practice like I'm pretending to paint. My brush is tall. I'm not even touching the paper. When I do touch the paper, it's going to be just the tip. And so I'm thinking about what stroke I'm going to do. I'm going to mostly use the tip of my brush. There we go. Before I started, I stopped and thought about where I was going to start, what color, and what stroke. Let's see how this comes together. Okay, I'm going to start with some red. See how my red, I need a little more water on there. My red is coming up the trunk, but I didn't go all the way across yet because I have an idea. Watch what I'm going to do. Wash my brush, dry my brush. Yep, it's clean. Let's get some new water, new paint, and put yellow on the other side. I said I wanted red, orange, and yellow. I'm going to do the same thing down here. Wet my red. Put the red on there. And I'm putting the yellow here, letting them come together. You don't have to do the same colors as me, but remember to stop and think before you put the colors down. I'm going to do yellow along here. See how I'm staying right on the lines. That is making it so that I'm showing off the details that I drew. Show off the details that you drew on yours. Yeah. Oh, this is coming out so cool already. Oh, I missed one. Slow down. Don't lose your focus. See, sometimes I get excited too, and then I tell myself to stop and think, where am I painting right now? And then it comes together. I have an idea. I'm going to put a little bit of blue on here, but just at the tips. Ooh, about where to put the blue? Just at the tips, and it kind of flows and turns green. And I'm going to put blue in the end of this, like it's a little blue berry. I like it. Oh, aren't those fun? How's yours coming along? I'm going to stop and think about where I'm going to paint next. I think I'm going to do this tree that's going behind. What color do I want to do the trunk? I think I'm going to do the trunk purple, and I might add some blue to it, or maybe I'll do purple but a little bit of brown in there. Ooh, that purple's really dark. Do I want it that dark? Let me show you how to make it lighter. I'm going to wash my brush, and then I'm going to, oops, too much water on my brush. I need to use my napkin, and watch this. I'll go down and up just one time, and it picked up where I didn't want that to be. So if I take my purple over here, I can add water to it. And now, let's see what that looks like. Oh, look, it's lighter. Isn't that pretty? I like that light purple. I added water, and it turned out lighter. Oh, yes. I think that's great. It's darker at the base, so I'll put a little bit more so it looks like it's going together. And then it gets lighter. I think I'm going to put a little bit of blue in there too. Ooh, I like the purple and the blue together. I've got my light purple here. And ooh, it's getting even lighter and lighter because I'm running out of paint and it's mostly water. But I like that. Oh my goodness, more water equals lighter colors. But I'm not putting so much water on the paper, I'm getting puddles. Watch how much water you put down. Okay, I'm going to do my monkey. I'm going to take a little water, touch the brown, and put it on the monkey. See how I thought? Where am I going to put it? On the monkey. What color? Well, I'm going to do brown, but I think I might add another color to it. And what stroke? Little short strokes. And I have a little too much water, but if I'm careful, it'll be fine. A little bit more paint there. And his chest is brown too. And then his face is going to be lighter, because that's what the capuchin monkeys were like. So I'm going to make him have brown plus water. And if it's too wet, just go like that. Check that out. I like it. And I'm going to put a little bit of orange in the brown. Yeah, I like that. Little orange in the brown, little orange on the top. There we go. And, oh, I didn't do the branch that the sloth is on. Let's do that one too. And the sloth. The sloth is going to be brown too, but you know what? Sloths move so slowly that they turn mossy. And so I'm going to do brown, but I'm going to drop green in there too. So I've got brown and water, but not too much. Mix it together here. Makes it nice and even. And he lost a little bit of his nose, so I'm going to go around that and make it a little darker around it. I like that. Now for the green, I don't want it to be tons of green, just a little bit. So green and water, and drop it in. See, just a little bit. How cool is that? He's a little bit green, so he's a little bit different than the monkey. They're not the same brown. Now, what about up here, the canopy of this tree? What color shall I make that? What if I make the canopy of the tree a light blue? I'm going to take a clean spot on my palette, bring some blue there, and bring some water there. Yeah, and I'm going to paint it a light blue. And what stroke am I going to do? Well, it's a large area, so I am using the side of my brush a little bit more. See how I can use my brush and fill in an area? If I was to paint the whole part of this super skinny like that, that's good for the edges, but I do have areas to fill in. But remember, pay attention to your stroke. Make your stroke like you're patting a little kitten. Stroke, stroke, stroke. Stroke, stroke, stroke. I like how that's coming together. I need some blue in between there. That means I need to use the tip of my brush. I don't want to just paint over it. I want to have control. Can you have control with your paint? I know your painting is going to look very different than mine, and you're probably choosing different colors. But try doing light colors by adding water, and always remember, stop and think. Where are you going to paint? What color? And what stroke? Okay, I like that tree, but it needs a little bit of something. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to it. So I took some yellow, I took some water, and so now that water is lighter too. And I'm going to drop it in little dots. So I'm going to have little green dots. And some of my other rainforest plants will be actually green, but this is an imaginary rainforest, so you can do the plants whatever colors you want to do. I think that is a lot of fun like that. Okay, what part next? I think I'm going to do some of these little spiral plants, and I'm going to do the wavy line part green, and then the spirals orange. But I'm not just going to use the green paint. I'm going to make it yellow, and then have that go down like that. And then I'm going to wash my brush, dry it, new water, and drop in the blue, because then I'll have different bits of yellow and blue and green. Yeah, I like that. I'll do more of it over here. Wash my brush and then wipe it on the napkin. New water, and I'm going to take some yellow for these. I'm going to put yellow in them. Yellow. So I thought, what color? I'm going to do orange, but I'm going to do yellow and then drop in the red. And what stroke? I'm doing a little spiral stroke that stays inside that part. Wash my brush, wipe my brush, new water, little bit of paint, drop it in, drop it in, drop it in, drop it in, drop it in. Oh, I like that, but I think I need a little more. So I'm going to go around the outside. That's the stroke I'm going to do. Around the edge, around the edge. Oh, I like how that turned out. Mine is just about there, but I know what it needs. It feels like there's not enough rainforest there. There's still all this space in between. You can try this too if you want. I'm going to borrow a pencil and do a careful zigzag behind everything, just like I have over on the other side. And then I'm going to fill that area with paint too. I think I am finally done. Oh, that extra effort was worth it. What last details did you add to yours? Here is your reflection question. Tell me about the animals that you drew into your rainforest. What makes your rainforest that you painted a happy and healthy place for those rainforest animals to live in? Okay, remember, take a photo of your artwork. Share it on Seesaw so that I can see it, so your teacher can see it. I love seeing your finished artwork, and we need to clean up our paint. Make sure that your painting palette is all clean. I'm wiping out any dirty areas with a paper towel. I am going to let it dry if it's wet, and if it's pretty dry, I'm going to close it up like that, and I'm going to wash my brush, dry it, and put this away safely too. And then dump out the water, throw out the napkins, and hang up your beautiful artwork somewhere that you and your family can enjoy it. Make sure you took that photo for your teacher and me, and I'll see you soon with more art. A hooey ho!